Hello, and welcome to the Weird Around Illinois podcast. Today we're having another of our winter stories. We're going to be talking about ghosts and shadow people with our old friend Marie. So we are going to talk about some incidents that have happened at various locations around Illinois, and we're going to discuss some theories and see what's been going on. So I understand you first encountered shadow people quite some time ago, right?
Yes, and thank you for having me on your show. Yes, quite some time ago, probably 20 years ago, and we lived in the Schaumburg area back then.
Okay.
And I could see shadow people coming up from my basement, when I'd be sitting in a living room watching TV, and it was, I had lights on, but yet I could see these shadow people coming up from, not through the door even, but around the door.
Just to backtrack a little bit, do you guys know what shadow people are?
Yeah, somewhat. Just relatively humanoid figures that could move or sometimes may not move. Just are overall pretty menacing.
Right. Spirits, I call them spirits.
Yeah, they're similar.
Okay. Yeah, I've always heard them as being like dark, shadowy images of people that show up, and yeah, they're often considered to be spirits, and there's often a negative connotation with them, like there's something slightly evil about them.
Yeah, the fact that you can't identify them, like there's usually no facial features from
right.
what I know.
My mother always believed that they passed through portals, like the mirrors. She says you've got to have at least 1 to 2 mirrors in your house on the wall. So any kind of evil spirits, or any kind of spirits, even good ones, can pass through the mirrors. It's like a portal for them. So about a year or so before she died, she insisted that I buy my sister's mirror. That's what I did, and I've had it ever since. So, but shadow people I see even in the place that I live now.
So is that just something that you live with daily now? It's kind of a more usual thing?
Pretty much, yes. I accept it and I believe it. And I believe that, with them too. I just believe that they're shadow people, they're spirits. Can they be evil? Yes. Of course I keep my crosses everywhere,
Yep.
Yep.
Interesting.
Do you interact with the shadow people at all?
Sometimes I do, yeah. I've seen a couple of shadow people lingering around where my husband sleeps. And I woke up a couple of nights that they were kind of, I know that, we know the different shadows, we know our rooms, we know what's normal and what's not. And I woke up one night, and this was not normal. It was like this one was looking over, watching my husband.
So like in a wanting like payback, or just like in a aggressive kind of way.
Right, interacted with it, I did. I said, leave, leave, do not go near him. I said in a few choice words, and I stayed awake until it did leave.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I interact, and if I see him in the closet where I see him coming in and out, I will say, I don't know who you are, but I'm tired and I'm going to sleep.
So you're threatening the shadow people.
That's just the way Marie is, that's all. Yeah.
Did you, at all see it during the day? Did you often see it during the day or only at night?
Usually it's only at night.
Okay.
At dusk. It seems like at dusk and when I'm going to bed, or in the middle of the night. But during the day, not so much. I guess I'm busy moving around, and maybe they're there and I don't pay any attention to them during the day.
Do you ever experience any kind of weird things around the shadow people, like malfunctioning electronics or things moving or things like that?
Oh, yes. More than I could even describe. I have a lot of lights here that I have remotes with. I have a remote set up for my husband when he comes into the bedroom at night to turn on the light next to his bed. And he usually does that. It's not a problem. Sometimes even during the day, actually, to answer your question about daytime, there's times that light can be sitting on the table in the other room, which is on the other side of the wall. And that light comes on.
So the spirits in this area can mess with electricity anywhere, really. That's
I think
kind
so.
of the idea.
Definitely.
Interesting.
Do you ever see the shadow people in conjunction with those electrical problems, or with, hearing a door slam or hearing something move or something like that?
I don't know. I don't have to say, the story that I'm thinking of even connects with that, but with the electronics, but particularly with the phone. My sister had just passed away a month before this particular thing happened. And I was getting breakfast. My husband was sleeping. He had his phone on the nightstand. And I was listening to a radio station that has if you guess the right question, you'll win 4 tickets to a certain concert. And it was a concert that my sister had told me a month before she died. We should all go to this concert, And so anyway, this thing, I said, oh yeah, okay, maybe I'll just listen to this and maybe I'll know the answer. Well, the question was, I can't exactly remember the exact question, but it was something to do with who brought the Eiffel Tower over here. Something, okay, wait a minute. I kept my cell phone.
The Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty?
Statue of Liberty, right?
Yes, it probably was the Statue of Liberty. Yes, you're probably right.
Okay.
It was one of those two, anyway. The weirdest thing, and my sister had just started messing with the phones before she died. She didn't have her own smartphone, so to speak, because she passed away 5-6 years ago. And anyway, I picked up my husband's phone to start walking with it, because they had called. The question was coming up, and they said if you can be the 5th caller, you're going to win this. Anyway, make a long story short, I picked up my husband's phone, never even touched the buttons, never did anything to turn that phone on, and that phone turned on to Google saying, not the Eiffel Tower, but the whatever.
Statue of Liberty.
Who gave us the Statue of Liberty? It was on there.
Wow.
And I kid you not, I would not lie about this. The picture was on there. The answer was on there.
Wow.
Unfortunately, I wasn't the 5th caller. I was too late because I was so stunned that I picked up his phone, and that picture was on there, and the answer was on there.
Your sister was probably yelling at you.
Yes, I believe it. She's a spirit, also, and she does crazy things in the house that she used to do when we were kids. This was very unusual. I believe that spirits can even manipulate the phones. They can manipulate the electricity, like you said.
Yeah, the idea is they could mess with anything that has electricity in it. They could drain battery. They could do a lot of things, probably.
Right.
According to theories.
A lot of paranormal investigators say that the spirits actually use the energy from electronic devices to give them energy to communicate with our world.
Yeah, right. Oh, I totally believe that. I totally believe it. I have no doubt when I leave this world, I will be passing on to the other side. There's a world on the other side. How people are capable of doing that, it has to be people like you guys, yourselves, who are so electronically enabled, And my sister, who just started to fiddle with the phone because she had played with my phone. She thought it was just fantastic. It was just so mind-boggling.
But I have recently seen a lot of shows and videos on the idea of shadow people existing in another dimension. They call it the shadow dimension. and they talk about, you know, people leaking over into our universe from there. And again, there's just this feeling of evil for a lot of people when they feel that crossover, like these things don't belong, they're not of our world, and you know, we shouldn't have them here.
I agree. Well, you know, you do have the good and the evil.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in, you know, I'm a religious person. I believe in God and the devil. And the devil, I believe, if there's some shadow people or, you know, that are menacing, you know, to use your word. A lot of them are evil, you know, evil people.
Yeah.
Now, if you can try to, you can't control them, that's for sure, because they go here and there. But you can let them know that I'm on to you. I know you're there. I believe in, you know, who you are and what you are. But you won't control me. Because that's what they want to do. They want to control you. You know, poltergeist, this is a perfect example of that. You know, poltergeist meaning what in German? Evil ghost.
Right. Well, do either of you have any more questions for Marie?
Nope.
Right. Well, thank you very much for being with us again.
Thank you again for having me.
And thank you to all of our listeners and subscribers. And by all means, if you have a story to share, feel free to post it in the comments or fill out our form. And we will be talking to you again soon. Thank you.